I'm from Toledo. I've been involved for probably a month, I'd say.
About a month?
Yeah,
Okay.
February 4th is when I signed up.
Okay, and I heard through the grapevine that you were the most difficult person.
You don't have to be nice, you can say it.
Well, I'm not allowed to use the word Sarah said, really said. No, just joking. So you were really skeptical, to say the least, about the product. How long have Sarah and Josh been working on you to come into the company?
Well, I met them probably 4 years ago. I think Sarah was probably just signed on for like a month or two, and she was telling me about it. And I didn't believe it. Obviously, there's not a wrap you can put on your body that will do that to you. That's just not how it works. Hello? Yeah, okay. So yeah, I didn't think that you could get a product that could actually do that to you. And I've lost probably 80 pounds over the last 2 or 3 years. And a lot of it, I have used the Airworks product, and a lot of, diet and exercise is going to be, the best way. But when you have products with it, it's just going to amplify that a lot more. And going through, Josh and Sarah never pushed it on me, and now that I'm a distributor and I can reflect on how I was towards them, I'm surprised they kept me around as a friend.
Oh my God!
Yeah. But that just goes to show, just because somebody turns you down or says no, doesn't mean there's, it's nothing against you. So I came back around and actually started seeing them getting bigger and bigger and seeing what they were actually doing. And I was like, okay, Sarah, you're obviously not just making this money from selling health products. What's actually going on? And I think the big mistake that a lot of people do is they say that they're doing this, they're selling health products, but people don't understand what network marketing is and what it can do for you. So once I actually started asking more questions, and then they explained to me it's network marketing, and then I actually read a couple books on it, and then boom, I was sold right away.
You saw the value right away.
Yeah, I read the books on it, and I've seen what it could do, and I just know that, any job that you have, you could work as hard as you want, and at the end of the day, it's up to the guy above you to say whether or not you get hired or not. And with this, there's nobody holding you back. Nothing. Everything is right in front of your face. And what other job do you know to where you can hire somebody, they do better than you at your job, and you actually benefit from that? Usually other jobs, you get fired, and they would take your job. So everything that you know with regular business, this is kind of the opposite of it, and it works for you. And I just know that from seeing all the material that I've read, just do this, just don't quit. And in 5 years, if you do what you're supposed to do, it's going to come to you. And I'm 26 years old now, and I was debating whether or not to go back to college or not. And I was thinking, okay, so I'll go back to school for 4 years. That's going to cost me 40 grand or so. After I get out of college, I'm going to have to find a job and I'm going to be in debt. Or I can take these 4 years and work really hard, and at the end of the 4 years, I'll probably be a lot better off than what I did if I went to school.
Yeah, and you will be. Just, coming in and being skeptical, kind of didn't know what they were doing. Now that you've been in for a month, how have you been working it? Because I think that a lot of men are like, how do I go about doing this? Can I just walk up and rap people? Are you pitching it the same way? Are you going about it a different way? Did you start with friends and family? Have you been blitzing strangers? How are you rolling with this?
I'm kind of working toward it. I've only been doing it for a month, so obviously my warm market is the first people I've talked to. My friends, my family. And when my girlfriend and I decided to do this, we were going to do it right. We weren't going to do it, half at all. We were going to do it right. So we did, got the blitz cards, got the business cards, got our website good. So before I even launched anything or told anybody about it, I knew this. I had my website, I had the information. I didn't want to have, not knowing what to tell people. So once I launched it, people actually were curious about what I was doing because I had passion. I told them that this is what I was doing, and I'm not the kind of person to just do random things. So it really did raise some eyebrows, and people asked me about it. So it became easy. And now that it's been a month, I've told pretty much all my family about it. I've got a lot of people signed up that are in my family, and some haven't, and some will, and some won't. It's not really that big a deal to me, but now I'm starting to venture out into the cold market, and the blitzing tutorial that you guys did earlier, that's really good because I think a lot of people don't know how to approach it. So I've watched Josh and Sarah do certain things like, hey, may I give you a coupon? May I do this? Instead of saying, here's a coupon or here's a free, card or something. Go, find your different way to do it. And, like with him and myself, the rap isn't exactly what I love most about the company. It works. I rap all the time. but I love the greens, I love the Profit, I love the New You, I love the Confianza. And I've sold more of that than the wraps because I'm talking to my friends about the protein, the Confianza, the New You. So I know the wrap gets everyone in the door, but there are other products out that with it works that people will benefit from, not just the wraps. And that's what I've talked to them about.
Yeah, I think that's what, with a lot of men, we all need nutrition. You know, they may feel like the wrap, the lead way in. I know the company says lead with the wrap, but men are different. Whatever you're comfortable with, what works for you may not work for you, may not work for you, but if it's working, do it.
And there's other ways that people think that, just tighten tones and firms. Like my girlfriend uses it for back pain.
Yep.
It works for pain, it works for other things, not just to tighten tone and firm, And same reason with the greens, people say it does this for them, or it can do something completely different for this person, so everyone has their own reasons.
So one last thing, well, you kind of answered my question I was going to ask you, which is where you think you're going to be in 4 or 5 years. You apparently feel like this is going to...
I have your job.
Normally that would be okay with me, but you're not under me.
That is true.
Well, what did you think about today's training? Was it helpful?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's good. A lot of the stuff being around Josh and Sarah all the time, not a lot of people have that. So I've been able to ask them questions one-on-one because we're friends, but not everyone has that luxury. So this is actually really, really informative. And even though I know a lot of this information, it's still good to see all the people here that believe in it too. It gets you motivated and lets you know that you're not the only crazy one out there.
You're definitely not the only crazy one, for sure.
Just let everyone know, plant those seeds and tell people about it, and you never know, they might come around in 3 years. If I can come around and go from being no way at all to now saying I'm gonna take your job, then it shows that.
That's pretty awesome. Don't ever give up on anybody. Yeah, a no isn't a no until it's kicking you out the door. No, physically harming me, no.
And one thing I also will say that kept me around is that Sarah and Josh were great people, and because I told them I'm not going to do this as a pyramid scheme, it doesn't work. They didn't just write me off. They kept me around as a friend and kept me involved. If they would have wrote me off, I wouldn't be here right now, So just because people say no, being a network marketer and an entrepreneur, you have to be a nice person. You have to leave the room and have everyone in there saying, I like that person, they made me feel good. You can't be a bad person and succeed in this business at all.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming up.